So here we go. I am debating. Right now I'm going to be doing the awning. If you've seen in my previous blog posts, I did a copper finish aged patina on that. I have the whole tutorial, but I'm going to be redoing that because you'll see in a bit it's pretty nasty. It's time for that to be painted. But this surround area, okay, this room used to be a garage and was transformed into the room that I also have tutorials and things on how I did a floating floor in there to solve the problem, but it was remodeled before we moved in, 20 some years ago. Anyway, this used to be like a screened in porch. They put in windows. I've replaced the windows since, but this wood under here is doing fine except for this spot. See if I can zoom in without climbing up. Rot a little bit there, but everything else is solid, and I'm debating what I'm going to do with that. Let's see, and this morning I broke one of my mini blinds, or it was just one of the strings broke. You can see it hanging in my window, so I just bought a blind to replace that. And also chippy paint, which I just redid not too long ago, but this just gets baked in the sun. So one of my things I think I'm going to do is seal everything up, replace the rot down there too. It's just barely soft over there. It's the worst. Fix the rot, paint the awning, and maybe I think I'm going to do cedar shakes like I did on my shed out back. Also have the remodel for that inside and out. And yes, this is my jerry-rigged rope for a clothing line. I love to dry my sheets and laundry, but it works. All right, here we go. So here is the top. It looks nasty. Lula's inspecting. Got mud wash stuff on top. And then, obviously hot mess. And do some just maintenance, basically. Like owning the Golden Gate Bridge. Just wanted to add a note that I don't think I'm going to do much with the underside. Maybe some touch up, but it's really in good shape. Yay! Just wanted to go over something before I started the awning. I had noticed one of my gutters, I was cleaning the gutters last week with the help of my son, and noticed some of my gutters had been sagging a little bit, and particularly the one right above the awning, almost, I'm going to say 1.5 to 2 inch sag, like it was pulling away. So, these are the original, just a nail with this sheath on it. You obviously put it through, and this spacing sheath here keeps the gutter spread apart so that it doesn't, collapse and so on. And then a newer one would be with the threads on there. So I didn't replace all of them, but I went around, and the ones that were popping out or just needed more grip, more tooth, I replaced with a new one. And really, these are affordable. I'm thinking it was about $18 for 15 of them. So definitely worth an upgrade if you're wanting to upgrade your gutters to just be secure before winter comes. Remember as a kid, you look down on the camera to make yourself look fat? Alright, I hung it up, and thank you to my daughter Elena. Now I'm not liking the fact that the underside doesn't match the top, even though it's in good shape. I thought it'd be nice to have that bright color, even from the dining room, you can see. So gonna put on a coat here too on the underside, but it takes 4 hours between, so I better get going. It's up and done. It has to have 24 hours yet to cure, but I'm happy with it. It's brighter from the inside, it brightens up the outside, and again, I'll be working on this other part. If you know that I've been dealing with a fractured thumb healing incorrectly because I didn't realize it was fractured for about 2 weeks, I mentioned that in one of my previous blog posts I can link to about explaining when you suffer from abuse. That's one of the things, is you can not recognize pain real good. But so I'm really struggling with this thumb injury. When I was going around doing the gutter screws I mentioned, I was moving that big old ladder, which is not heavy, but it just takes a thumb and really made it swell up. So doing this was a little difficult. So as far as getting to this other stuff, I've got a week of rain coming up, so I'm going to just base it on the weather, but definitely going to get it done before winter, so stay tuned. Until next time, living real with Larissa.